This is Turkey's shipbreaking yard. It's located in the town of Aliaga, about 30 miles north of Port Izmir. Usually this yard breaks down cargo and container ships, but in 2020, it started bringing in another type of vessel, and business is booming. Shipbreaking, also known as ship recycling, is the process of dismantling a ship once it completes its life tenure. Typically, yards purchase vessels like oil tankers, cargo ships, and container ships. These parts, especially steel and metal scraps, are smelted down for construction material or sold to car manufacturers. Depending on the size, each ship requires a couple thousand workers and can take up to a year to break down. About 70 to 80% of the world's decommissioned ships are sent to India, Bangladesh, and Pakistan. Turkey and China cover most of the remaining market.
South Asian yards are now able to offer shipping companies around $450 per ton. Turkish yards offer around $250. European yards around $150. These demolition rates depend mainly on the domestic steel market, on labor costs, and environmental measures that are followed and implemented at the yards.
But of course, 2020 disrupted this business. In March 2020, the CDC issued a no-sail order for cruise ships. This resulted in a worldwide economic loss of over $50 billion and 334,000 jobs from March to September alone. Cruise lines needed to cut costs and began to downsize their fleets. Normally, when a cruise ship is ready to retire, it's sold to a smaller cruise line corporation and is refurbished and rebranded. Without this option, cruise lines are choosing to scrap these dormant ships. And as of January 2021, Carnival had sold 19 of its ships, about 12% of its total pre-pandemic fleet. As of February 2021, 6 of these ships were confirmed to be sold to scrappers. Each yard applies its own method for how it breaks down a ship.
In Turkey, the landing method applies. The bow or front of the vessel is grounded on the shore while the stern is still afloat, and the blocks are lifted by cranes onto a drained and impermeable working area. In South Asia, instead, the beaching method is used.
This method takes advantage of tidal zones, but is often criticized for being environmentally hazardous, as chemicals and waste often leak into the water. At high tide, the ship is moved to a mudflat, where it is broken down into blocks.
Almost every part of a ship can be reused or recycled. A ship is mainly made out of steel, so roughly 90% of a ship is steel, which is basically recycled and reprocessed. Then there's a machinery that can be resold if in good conditions. Then of course you have furniture, and you have high amount of furniture in specific type of ships, such as passenger ships.
A majority of these cruise ships are ending up in Aliaga, Turkey. "We've never seen anything like this," said Camille Onal, chairman of the Ship Recyclers Association of Turkey, to the New York Times. As of January 2021, a total of 7 ships were being dismantled in Aliaga. 3 Carnival ships and 2 from Royal Caribbean. In 2020, the yard was projected to recycle 1.2 million tons of steel, a 30% increase from 2019. Even more ships are expected to arrive over the course of 2021.
The majority of these cruise ships ended up in Turkey, which is the selected destination for those responsible shipping companies that comply with international and European waste legislation and believe that the South Asian beaches are not suited to carry out clean, safe, just ship recycling. It is true that in Turkey there are well-performing facilities and also less performing ones. There are concerns linked to the accident rate and the low awareness on occupational diseases, but generally speaking, working environmental conditions in Aliaga in Turkey are better than the working and environmental conditions in South Asia.
As the cruise industry's future remains on hold, more cruise lines will be sending their ships to Turkey. It's hard to predict when cruises will be back in business, but companies like Carnival and Royal Caribbean are planning to resume vacation schedules in July 2021. This optimistic outlook fares well for the cruising industry, but it does put itself at odds with Turkey's shipbreaking industry. For now, this transition is slow, and the future of both industries remains to be seen. What are your thoughts on the future of the cruise industry? Tell us in the comments below. While you're at it, please subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to hit that notification bell to be the first to know when we post new videos.